Alex Hormozi showed me how to get more clients with content from his book, $100 Million Leads. And I've used content to help me build my community to over 300 plus. And here's just some of the results that I've gotten for my clients. In this video, I'm going to be going over the best content strategy that you can use that I literally pulled directly out of this book, $100 Million Leads. So you can get more clients and have a reliable way to get more leads for your online coaching business, right? So we're gonna be going over the 7 different types of content that you can use, which will guarantee your business will blow up, but only if you take massive action, okay? So type 1 is the recency. How recent is the thing, right? Because people pay close attention to something that happened a few days ago compared to, let's say, something that happened a year ago when you're creating content, right? I'm gonna give you a perfect example of this. Literally a couple of days ago, I met some 24-year-old guy, right? And he has a software company with over 200K plus users, right? And he told me how, he knows this billionaire inside of San Francisco that literally owns a town, right? And he told me like, hey, if I ever want to go to San Francisco, just to hit him up, he's got a spot for me and all that stuff, right? We really just genuinely connected, right? So you see how I shared insights on something that really just happened recently, like literally a few days ago. So that's going to capture people's attention more. So inside your content for your online coaching business, whenever you talk about recent stuff, maybe what did you do this morning? What morning routine did you do? Talk about how maybe if you took a cold shower, talk about that, right? The more recent stuff that you talk about, the more likely that people will pay attention, right? And this was the same thing when I cut a flight to Miami. I literally told the story and it just attracted so much people and it got me a lot of attention just simply from the fact that I talked about that type of stuff, right? Now, from there, the second thing is relevancy, right? So something that's meaningful to your actual dream customers, right? So imagine there's this guy named John, right? And John is trying to help people lose weight, right? He's a fitness coach, a fat loss coach, and he's creating content about something completely different, like let's say about how to build a ship. So that's something completely different, right? That audience who wants to lose weight is not going to be interested in building a ship, right? So the more meaningful that you create your content towards your dream customers, the more they're likely to watch it, right? For example, when I create these type of videos, it's to attract online coaches and online fitness coaches, right? And that's the reason why they click this video, right? It's because it relates to them. It relates to people who want to get more clients, get more customers, and scale their business, right? So ideally, you want it to be relevant. Let's say your name is Steven, and Steven helps people get to 12% body fat. He helps busy entrepreneurs, right? Now, what would relate to busy entrepreneurs? Maybe some sort of video about how Elon Musk's a workout routine that Elon Musk can do, right? Or maybe a video about how Alex Hormozi only works out 3 times a week and is still jacked, right? That's relevant to business owners and entrepreneurs. So they would click that type of video, right? And it has to do with what you do, right? So you want to make it as relevant as possible, right? If I own a sushi restaurant, right? I'm going to create videos around that topic, right? Obviously, I can pull insights from something completely random, like maybe history, maybe philosophy, maybe a recent book that I read, and I pull the insights from that book and I tie it into what I do, into a unique lesson that I applied for the things I do, right? Now, from there, we go into the second type of content, which is celebrity, right? And this oftentimes includes people who are well known and have some sort of authority, right? Because here's the thing. In the beginning, if your content is not doing good, right, it's because people are simply not interested in you enough. Like the content that you're posting is not interesting at all, right? Or you haven't done enough things in life that you can share, right? Like your content's just boring, right? And I had the same problem with me because when I first started my business, like I hadn't really achieved that much stuff, right? So what did I do? How was I able to still attract customers even though I didn't have the authority and I didn't have all this crazy stuff that I've done, or I didn't know how to like tie it into what I did? What I did was I leveraged authority. For example, videos like this. Like, people know Alex Hormozi, right? So I created a video of Alex Hormozi's XYZ strategy. And guess what? People watch. Why? Because they knew Alex Hormozi. And then when they click on my video, I'm educating people, right? I'm showing people stuff, so that positions you as an authority and it builds goodwill, right? Like, for example, if you are helping people lose weight, right? If you created a video about David Goggins, right? Like, everyone and their grandma knows David Goggins. So they would click that video because they're like, oh, I know David Goggins, right? So then when you're educating people and you're providing real value in that video, what's going to happen is people are going to associate you with value, right? So you're casting a wide net, and that's going to help you grow your brand, right? Like, when I create Alex Hormozi videos, my content does good. I know tons of people who create videos about, like, Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, right? People know who that emperor is. They create a video about him, and then their channel starts growing and their authority starts growing as they include all these well-known people, okay? Now, from there, the next thing is type 4, which is proximity. This is something that's close to home, right? Like, let's say there was this guy named Fabrizio, and Fabrizio lived in Austin, and something happened to him where, his house caught on fire, right? Fabrizio quickly opens up his phone and he creates a video about that. He's like, guys, my house just caught on fire here in Austin, right? What is that going to do inside the content? That's going to attract people who are in Austin. They care because they live there. That's proximity, right? And that combines something that happened recently. So you see, when you use these content buckets together, it could work out really good for you, right? So people who live in Austin, if you create a video of something that happened in Austin, they're going to care more about some guy who lived in, let's say, New Jersey, right? So this is something that you could take advantage of, which is just being close near home. People care about that type of stuff, right? Like, if someone created a video and it was like your neighbor, and they created a video about like how this house caught on fire, you'd probably watch that entire video. It'd just catch your attention, right? Same thing. Massive. This is a very big thing. Proximity's power. Okay. Now the fifth thing. Now this works. I've seen this so many times, right? Which is conflict type of content. This helps people get a lot of reach and a lot of eyeballs, and more importantly, if you're doing it with relevancy, which means it means something to your dream customers, it can help you attract clients, right? Conflict. Like, a recent one that I created is, like, about fitness influencing, right? I was like, hey guys, like, fitness influencing doesn't work no more. People who are just posting gym photos. That video did good, right? And I've seen videos like that inside the market that did really well, right? So, example, cats and dogs, left and right, good or bad, right? Just create videos that have conflict. Like, maybe, let's say I helped people get jacked and lean, right? What if I created some sort of video being like, fast food helped me get jacked and lean? People are going to be like, what? Fast food got this dude this physique? Are you crazy? Right? People look at you crazy. But that's the thing. When you create conflict type of videos that's just like super crazy, people are going to be like, what? Right? Well, actually, that ties more into unusual and rare things, which is like eating fast food. But you could create conflict, right? Like, maybe that you don't need to eat a carnivore diet. You don't need to have a full carnivore diet. Or maybe you don't need to work out for an hour long, right? Or maybe you don't even need to go to the gym to get jacked. That's like a conflict, because that's a common thing that people have, which is like, oh, you need to do this, right? So have some sort of conflict. And I basically already explained the unusual thing, which is like getting ripped while eating junk food, or just something bizarre that people would be like, it would capture their attention, right? Which is what Hormozi says. These are literally pillars that I pulled directly from his book. And then type 7 is like ongoing things. Now, I have a client who does this really well. His name is Justice, right? And what he does is he pretty much just documents his entire journey. As you could see, here's him. He literally went from 600 to 12K followers, like literally within 6 months, right? And what does he do? He documents his journey of his entire life of like, oh, here's how I went from here to here now. Here's how I went from broke to this. Here's how I went from working this job to this, right? And then at the end of his videos, he talks about, like, see you guys in the next episode. I'm going to catch you guys up on that, right? So you could create kind of like a story, like, here's how I am getting ripped. Here's how I am doing a bodybuilding show next week. I'm going to catch you guys up on. So I woke up this morning, I took a cold shower, I did this. So you see how that is? It's like a storytelling thing, which works really well, just documenting the journey, right? Like a perfect example that I do this is like how I went from personal trainer and working a bunch of different jobs to now being able to, go full time with my online coaching business, right? Documenting the journey. Now, bonus, this is massive, right? This is something that a lot of people miss out on, especially, let's say, if you don't have like a massive brand yet and tons of followers, okay? So content is good, right? Content is definitely good for online coaches, but if you mix content with outreach, that is literally the best way to get clients, right? Because the thing is, outreach gets you instant attention, right? 5 months ago, when I cut a flight to Miami, I went all in on my business. I didn't have a massive brand, right? I have less than 200 subscribers on this YouTube channel. I have less than 1,000 followers on my Instagram. And I was like, yo, if I don't make money, I'm literally going to go homeless, right? And I didn't have customers. I didn't have leads and all that stuff, right? So I was like, how can I make money right now? You know what I mean? And the way I was able to do that was simply by reaching out to people, because that captured the attention of the person I wanted. I was able to choose. I was able to be in control of who I could reach out to, right? And because I had the proof of what they wanted, right, people turned into clients. It's literally the quickest way. Outreach is the quickest way, because content is going to scale your attention, right? It's one to many, but it takes time. But when you mix content with outreach, then you get benefits of both. Then you get the benefits of being able to get clients immediately while you're also building your long-term brand and building that demand, right? So then you can just stop relying on luck. This allows you to create a predictable flow of getting appointments and customers like every day, right? And on top of that, you attract cold leads with content, right? And then when you reach out to them, right, they warm up faster, right? So it just works really well. And then also, you build a machine that grows even while you sleep, train, and work at your job, right? Like when I reach out to people, just because I've reached out to them, they check out my profile, all that stuff. I'm in their algorithm just because they've seen my stuff, right? And when I post content, my content literally gets pushed towards them. So when I go to sleep, right, my content is getting promoted to these people, my dream customers. So then, like when I get on a call with them, right, on a sales call with them, they're like, hey, like I remember watching your content, right? So you just get the benefits of both worlds, right? So with outreach, it's like speed. It gets attention and speed, but with content, you build that long-term momentum. Now with these two combos is what every single online coach needs to be able to get more clients and build their online coaching business and even scale it to 10K a month, right? So with that being said, click the link down in the description if you want a free course on how you could leverage content, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff with outreach so you can get more clients, build your online coaching business, and scale it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.